The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hey, let me make sure you can hear me okay. Starting early. I'm always early, 90% of the time. What's up? All right, you can hear me good. So just going to hang out a little bit, not do any talk until 8. All right? If you have any questions, feel free. Can you hear the fan in the background? Now it's off. It's really hot in here. All right. Tell me what you're trading, if anything. Tell me what you're trading. Come on. Anybody look at Australia last night? Great. So, you can trade almost anything on this trade. You just have to know what the setup is. Probably the DAX has been the most profitable, but hardly anyone trades it, so I'm not going to trade the DAX. I'd rather trade the DAX more than anything, to tell you the truth. And then gold, nothing wrong with gold on this test, on this trade also. Bonds have not been behaving well, so I would pass on bonds. It used to be that was all we traded. But that's why people join us. You learn what to avoid. So, anybody got anything to say or no? Not yet? Okay. So that's the big number, non-farm payrolls. Private unemployment rate's important, and even non-farm private is important. It all fits in. All right, we're early, folks. Hey, Enrico, what are you trading? At least I know you're trading. You're here for the real thing. Hey, Bernard, nice to see you. Michael, what are you doing? Anything yet? Thanks, Chantal. Can you all hear the fan if I turn it on? It's on now. Enrico, I was just asking what you're going to trade. Gold for you? Okay. You can't barely hear the fan? Good, because it's hot in here. Enrico, that's what happens with new houses. You don't know what's going on at all yet. It's no fun being a suburbanite, right? The air was running, right? It's probably a good thing you found. They would probably build up pressure and explode and destroy the compressor. Get one of those home warranties. There's actually one that's good. Most of them are not that good. Every time you make a claim, they say, sorry, can't cover that. I had a home warranty on one of the houses that I owned, and it was really good. Wound up getting a new gas range, new water heater. They covered stuff. So we're early. I promised I would open the room early so members could get in without getting shut out because it's a crowded room. Check your time. No harm in checking your time early. Keep an eye on it through the next half hour. Time.is. So just curious, do you think that yeah, I hate gold at 8 o'clock, Enrico. I hate it at 8:30. There's so much volatility. That's why I don't like gold in the morning. But we do it. I mean, we do it and it works well. But I don't like the volatility. It is volatile this morning. But non-farm is so strong, it will drive the price almost always. and we have a big bracket also. You know, the gold setup, Enrico, really the only decision, I know you do your own testing, so you really just have to decide on your targets. That's the key. And whether or not you're going to use quite that big of a bracket. It's a big bracket for gold. You know, truth is, if the trade's going to work, a 9 tick stop would probably work. But the big stop is protection. 10-second cancel on everything. And then the key is the entry time. I agree with that. I really do agree with that. Enrico, you bring up the hardest thing to figure out in a report like this is how big that second or third target should be. Because if it's a good move, you'll leave some on the table. There's no way around it. There is no way around it. When I was trading gold, Enrico, I was using, I can show you. The last report, 2 reports ago, we used gold. And I'll show you what the targets were. It was March 9th. So on March 9th, here's the video. Don't worry about the clocks. It doesn't matter. We used like 5 and 22. 5, which I think is small for the first target, 22 for the second. And then I'm just curious if that's what we kept. Yeah, that's what we kept. 4 and 17. So we went to 4 and 17. So somewhere in there. 5 is nothing. I agree. But it guarantees, a couple of $100 if you hit that first target. That's what I like about it. It's been moving quite a bit. Well, if you make that second target big, Enrico, then it's not that bad. There's no perfect way to do it. I mean, I don't have to tell you. I know you do a lot of testing. You definitely have to be more patient with the NQ. And don't forget that gold opens at 820. And gold does a lot of testing of the 200, the low, the high. Right now 11, $2 away from the low of the day. And about 3 from the high of the day. So 20 ticks, 30 ticks. The DAX, I know nobody's trading the DAX. I'd be shocked. And in some ways, that might make the DAX the safest thing to trade because no one's looking at it, right? Nobody's looking at the DAX. So why not trade it? And then gold always moves a lot. It just does. I mean, up, down, up, down. I mean, that's very normal. It would not surprise me if it tested the 200. I wouldn't let that panic me. It can be whippy, Richard. That's why we have a large bracket on it. 12 tick bracket for protection. Because it can be whippy. But we trade it a lot and it works a lot. So in general, you need a big bracket with this trade anyway, no matter what you trade. Just for safety. Yeah, I don't even look at volume on this trade, Enrico. It doesn't matter. You know there's enough volume to trade gold, the NQ, and the DAX, right? Just go to new market analyzer, look at the instrument. Oil is a lot of volume. The DAX, 42,000. That's enough. That's more than natural gas during a regular natural gas trade. Gold is already 90,000, I'm showing Enrico, not counting the other contracts. NQ probably be half that. Yep. 45. That's okay. ES, which we never traded on this, I'll bet has good volume. 150. So you don't need your up down volume chart. It just takes up room from trading. Yes, I think the entry time on gold is critical. On everything, it's critical. Last month we got filled early on the NQ, but it turned out to just be a continuation move. You never know. just never know. So our gold setup, let me just post our disclosures like we always do. I am not, you know the deal. I'm here to teach you how to use the platform. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't want you to follow me. I want you to learn to do this yourself. You can lose money trading futures. And I'm not trying to scare you. It's just, we have to say this. And you should say it. Let people, remind people. Don't trade bigger than your account. You know, if you have a $5,000 account, 2 contracts, 3 contracts is plenty. So gold, I can't believe it's a bracket of 12, but it is. So you'd put 12 up in here. You could ignore everything about range. You don't have to worry about range. Parameters, you're not really changing anything. It should be true on buttons. Cancel we'll do manually. I'd rather watch. Entry time on gold is 8:30. So you type in 8:30. Okay. It's a breakout and your mode should be strategy internal. And that's true of everything that we trade. And then break even delay, break even profit, break even trigger. In theory, what it does is if the market moved 10 ticks and you want to move your stop to break even plus 4, that's what you do. If you want to delay that move because the market's going to move so fast, you don't want to get a strategy error, you could delay it 5 seconds and then do it. Okay? That's what that does. That's almost the same without the delay of using target 1 stop move. If target 1 is hit, move my stop to break even. Move my stop to break even plus 5, etc., etc., etc. Okay? If you want to trail, which I don't recommend, although this report, I'm not so sure. If you want to turn trailing on from the moment the trade starts, you just turn it on. And that is how you use it with 1 contract. You trail from the first high after entry. If you want to wait, which most people would do, until your target is hit, your first target, start trailing at target hit. Okay? And then stop step is how many ticks it'll trail. Very easy. Stop for gold. I believe the stop for gold is 15. It is. Okay? Stop for gold is 15. Gold is usually very fast. NASDAQ is slower. DAX is usually pretty quick. It's more like gold. DAX you also enter at 8:30. It's a stop of 15. Let me double check that. It might be 20. I think you can do 15. It's 20. And the DAX is expensive. Remember that. It's 25 euros per point, 2 ticks per point. Okay? Enrico, I'm trading the NQ and I'm using a 20 tick stop. And I'm using a 10 tick bracket. and a 59 entry. All right, Dave, you got that? If you're looking for one recommendation out of a million. Enrico, you're a bracket of 12 on gold. If you use the HIRA, and I know sometimes you do whatever you want to do, and you're successful because you test. And then I think what I'm going to do is 6 contracts, 12 and 28. 28 ticks is only 7 points. It's not that much. And I'll be slow to move my stop on the NQ. So roughly you have a 5-point stop per contract on the NQ, right? 4 ticks per point, 20 ticks, 5 points. So that's $100 per contract, right? Am I right on that? Gold could easily give you 10 ticks of slippage, Harold, easily. And that's the one thing I'm worried that you're trying to get rid of, Harold. If you got to accept slippage, it's just part of the game. The idea is to think of it this way. You're going to get a good move that's going to be way more than what your slippage is. So that's why I don't worry about slippage. If it's 10, 15, I don't really care. I know it's going to be there, but I also am counting on a better move than just slippage. So that's why I generally don't worry about slippage. I realize it's a factor. I realize it's there. But I just don't worry about it that much. AM, I'm using a 10. The markets are way more volatile than they were last month. It probably won't make any difference. So see what I mean, Enrico? It goes right down and tests the 200. So I wouldn't let that panic me. You understand what I mean, Harold, right? You can't get rid of slippage, so you just deal with it. Try to make your targets big enough so that they take into slippage into account. Because you have slippage plus the bracket. Slippage plus the bracket. Everything is volatile this morning. Everything's been going down a little bit. So 735 on the DAX, 17 points away to the low. That's 34 ticks. Checking my time. I love the DAX chart the best. It's calm. It's the calmest of all the charts. Yeah, you can get high volume and not even move on a trade. You never know. I'd rather not have to keep changing my chart here. Let me go up higher. Make my charts a little bigger. I'm trading live AM. I'm just looking at the three possibilities. So I've got a bracket of 10, entry of 29.59, 3 for 12, 3 for 28. Stop at 20. Check the time. Time is good. So is the number going to be a good number or strong number, weak number? It's hard to say. Never know. You think weak, Enrico? Normally it'll follow the direction of the report. So I'm looking for 12 ticks 3 times, 28 ticks 3 times. Hey, Evans, nice to see you, buddy. It's got 1 minute and 15 seconds. Evans, you trading oil a lot these days? Says so many people here, I can't see everybody. All right, 15 seconds. Concentrate on your trade. Time is good. Okay, I'll protect my stop. I'll wait because that's the history. I protected my stop, made $205. I don't mind. Look at that reversal. I don't mind not making my target. It missed by 1 tick, but because of the speed of the trade, that's why I put an extra contract on at the low at my first target. I'd rather make 200 than nothing because I didn't move my stop. Now, if I didn't move it at all, I probably would have hit both targets, but that's how life goes. You have to protect that stop. So I'll still take the protection of the stop by making my first target. 3 ticks for 36, 3 contracts for 36 ticks. I don't mind. I don't mind. I swear, I missed my second target by 1 tick, but I had to spend the time protecting my profit, and then I was going to move my target down, but I didn't get the chance. Okay. I didn't get the chance. Enrico, send me your graphics. I know you traded a lot of contracts. Now I could have waited. I could have waited, but I wanted to protect my profit. There's no way to know that it wasn't going to reverse enough to stop me out. Even though usually it doesn't, there's no way to know that this time it wouldn't. There's a tiny bit of conflicting news, but overall, the move made no sense. The news was negative. The Nasdaq should have gone down, not up. So there were a lot of issues that made me want to protect my target. Okay, maybe the move down prior to the news is what caused the original move there, and it's perfectly okay. I'll take $200. James, you got positive slippage, which is very, very nice. Yeah, send me your picks, Enrico. I'll send anybody that had a winner. Please send me your winner. Please send me your winner. I think what I'm going to do in the future with the NQ is put 5 contracts on my first target because it always hits it. It always hits it. Put 5 contracts on that first target. And then whatever the second target is, if I get part of it, fine, I'll get part of it. If not, it doesn't matter. So we'll call that NFP. If you're willing to lose the whole trade, even after you have a positive trade, um, you don't move your stop. But that's a decision you have to make. I would rather make my first target, in all honesty. I'd rather make my first target, protect the profit, and then if I would have had enough time, I could have grabbed another $150. Gold was a beautiful winner. Let's check the DAX because in my heart, I wanted to trade the DAX because I like the way the chart looked better. The chart looked really good. The chart looked really good. Bear with me. I'm just updating. What did we make? 205? Could have made 4. Could have doubled that if I had another second or two. That's all I would have needed was another second or two. So where'd we get in? 66.42? So let's look at the various indexes. If you made money, I would greatly appreciate if you'd be kind enough to send me a graphic. I'll take your contract out. RK, you could see right here, I made 3 points on my first 3 targets. And then I only made half a point on 2 contracts and a quarter of a point on my last contract. And that's because as I was getting ready to move my target down, it reversed and hit my stop, okay? Which I had already moved to greater than break even to protect my profit. And I believe that's the right way to trade. You got to protect your profit in a trade like this. Why would you turn a $500 winner into a $600 loser? It would be foolish. It would not be the right way to trade. Let's look at gold. I don't want to put myself into a trade. Let's look at gold. I'm sure gold was a great winner. Yeah, gold had, now look, you can't, that's not what the move would have been. My chart was way spread apart. But gold had a great move, would have survived the bracket. I'm sure the DAX would have had a great move. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure. Quick reversal. But let's look at what that bracket was. Let's say you got filled at the top just for fun. This really is the target. I think the DAX would have been a nice move. So gold and the NQ, ES, I'm sure would have worked well. We'll check bonds. ES, you had a nice size bracket, would have worked well. I'll bet the bonds worked. Everything would have worked today. So bonds look like they had a nice move. It's hard to say how much of that you would have gotten. You don't know because that's a very thin. But you would have had a 4 tick bracket depending how much slippage. It would have been a very nice bond trade also. But bonds were not great last month, if I remember correctly. So I would not say, absolutely that bonds are back because I don't think they're back. NQ back to the 21, Steve. Yeah, I wasn't really thinking reversal on this trade. Just take your profit. I don't mind. I don't mind making $200 on any trade. Yep, right back to the 21. Right back to the 21. It missed my target by 1 point. 1 tick. 1 tick. That's a little frustrating, but it's okay. That's life. I'd still rather protect the profit. Okay? I'd still rather protect the profit. You don't know how far back down it's going to go. You just don't know. Let's see what next week is bringing. See what next week is doing. GC hit R1 to the tick. Not surprising, Chris. They love those pivots. Love those pivots. You know? Did anybody lose money on that trade? If you lost money on that trade, you need a private lesson. There's no way you should have lost money on that trade. Okay? What was I looking at? Somebody remind me. What was I checking? I forgot. Somebody came in to talk to me. Andre, how'd you do? Andre, how'd you do? Trades next week. Thank you. Let's see what we got going on. And this is just an early look. It really can change because I look at a whole bunch of different things. So we're in 5-4. IV does nothing, folks. But the FMC is talking today. There might be some trades today. So Sunday, I would maybe consider this. Maybe. NAB Business Confidence. I always like that trade. It hasn't been doing much. Australia retail's been troublesome, but it's a trade. Jolts is not a trade. Looks like a quiet week. Oh, PPI is good. I like that trade. Oil, I like. 10-year bond, hard to say. Wednesday, so Wednesday is a bunch of trades. Thursday, we have gas. Bank of England, we really should probably trade that as a trap trade. It's been okay. CPI, some good trades next week. 30-year bonds, you never know on that one. Canada employment, I don't know about that. Too bad. But we have University of Michigan. We'll trade that on gold. So enough good trades next week that we should make some money. Definitely some good trades. Okay? Look at the NQ. Look at that reversal. That's why I took my profit. Okay? That's what it should have done. That's what it should have done. Andre, send me a picture. Wait a minute, Brian. Oh my goodness. You know why? It's one word, Brian. One word. F. Starts with an F. Right? What did you trade? What did you trade? What was your first target? What was your first target? No target. Brian, I don't like that no target stuff anymore. I don't think it works. I think it's too dangerous. Honestly, I think that's what's been happening to me. The same thing. The same thing. Anybody want to ask me some questions? I'd like to know your fills. I'd like to know what you traded. Okay? If you can't make money with us trading the prime reports, then I don't know what to tell you. I mean, we're so cheap. You got the one-click range trade if you want to do discretionary trading. I'm telling you, we offer more and more and more and more. I understand, Bry. I think what got you is the news was opposite of what the move was. Enrico, what seems to happen with no target is you get caught in the pullbacks. You get caught in the pullbacks because what you do is you hit the break even button and then you get caught in a pullback and you wind up in a bad place. That's what's been happening to me. I'd rather have a target and more contracts. I think it's safer on a trade like this. On a trade like this. Brian, if you trust me, we'll make it back next week. That's right, Andre. Andre, you're so right. If people only traded the non-farm payroll report, it's the only report you have to trade with JOBB. It's like 90%. It's 90%, folks. It's not 80%, it's prime plus. It's prime plus. Okay? I swear, it's prime plus. So I have a right to sell today. I'm selling. If you want to join us cheap, if you want to just try us out for a month, really cheap, here you go. All right? And this is today only. I'll give you till midnight tonight. If you don't sign up today, it's going back up. Okay? It's going back up. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'm not going to tell you. Enrico made $3,700 today trading gold. Okay? Because he trades prime plus only. Because he knows he trades big. If you want to come in for a year cheap, then here it is. Today only, folks. Today only. Come and join us. We want you to be part of us. We love helping. Monthly in the chat, yearly in the chat. Okay? If you're not a member, it's crazy. You don't have to trade every trade. If you're a Top Step member, just trade the small reports. I know they don't let you trade all the reports. We know the deal. We're not out here with our heads in the sand. Okay? We know what's going on. We pay attention. All we want to do is help you. That is the only thing I want to do. Stephen N., did you do a one-click range trade? Can I throw your mic on for a second, Steve? Enrico, have a great weekend, buddy. And thank you. Thanks for the car pictures. I love them. Stephen N., did you trade the one-click range trade? Arthur, are you trading live? I don't know where you're at, Arthur. And I don't think that there's a forensic this week, Arthur. I don't think so. I think Jay was busy. Maybe next. Maybe next. But you know I'll try and send you a personal invitation. Cliff, how about you? You don't talk that much, but I want to make sure you're doing okay. Cliff, are you doing okay? Who else? Who else? There's a few people I don't know. Gerardo, you know I know you, and I know you're doing okay. I think you're doing okay. Cliff, you're doing okay. If you need any help, just ask me, please. KW, I never worry about you. Carl, you've been here longer than me. I don't worry about you. Hardy, you've been here and back, and he's been here and back, if I remember, and I'm not worried about you right now. I hope I'm right. Gerardo, too fast for you? Okay, so Gerardo, do this next time. One contract live. Okay? If you bug me during the trade, if you bug me during the week, Gerardo, ask me questions during the week. I'll tell you what to trade, and then you can practice it before the trade so you're ready. Okay? I want you to make money on it. Great, Hardy. Thank you. RK, I don't know you. All right, Gerardo, next week. There's a lot of good trades. Feel free to ask me any question about any trade. Okay? And I'll help you. I don't want you to sit out the good ones. Sit out the bad ones. All right? John, I know we got to take care of you. I know. When you email me, then we'll do it. Okay? John N. You know who I'm talking to. Jeff, I think I don't know you, so if you're not a member, please join us up. You don't have to stay forever if you don't like it. You could try us for 1 month. I'm letting anybody try us for 1 month. So cheap. Here it is. 1 month. Our members know that if you add what they pay, most of them are paying more. So it's not that we're giving better prices than our members, but our members get to take advantage of all the good trades, right? So a member should never yell at me if we give a new person a good price, because you get the trades. Don't forget, you get the trades. Don't yell at me over price. You know what Verizon said to me? This is how rude they are. One day after I signed up for Verizon, they had a price that was like $30 better. I said, hey, I signed up yesterday. Give me the better price, please. I was really polite, too. Really polite. They said, I'm sorry, sir. First of all, sir, they wouldn't even use my name. It's like I might as well be a rock, not a person to Verizon. You're a rock. They said, I'm sorry, sir. We gave you the best price at the time. That's how most companies treat you. We do not treat our members that way, ever. We may not always change the price, but we'll do something special for you to make sure that you feel wanted and loved, because that's how we treat our people. Chris, I'm not giving it to you because you're going to look at it and get mad at me. No, there's a yearly. We have a trial, Chris. There's a trial. But see, you're not a new member. I can't. You can't do it. It's only for new members. You're killing me, Chris. You're killing me. I'm giving you new versions, everything. I can't do it. Look, what did you make money today, Chris? Tell me the truth. Did you make money today, Chris? Why are you doing this in Sim? You've been doing this for so long. Don't do the good ones in Sim. Don't do the good ones in Sim. Do the same thing that Gerardo would do. Just do one contract. Pick a index, pick an index and just do it. Just do it. Close your eyes and do it. That's what I had to do my first time. It's scary. I know it's scary. And that's the truth. There's nothing scarier than a news trade, right? Because it explodes. It explodes. You never know what's going to happen. You just don't know. All right? So send me a picture. Send me a picture of your profits today. Chantal, you won't see it. Put some money in that account. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. You'd be making money. You'd be making money. All right. Any last questions? Next week, there's some really good trades. See, Chris, if you're worried, just do 1 for 15 and you'd be up 150. Okay? Just do 1 for 15. That's the way to do it. On non-farm, no problem on that. But I'll make you the same offer. Yeah, Chantel. Okay. Chris, I'll make you the same offer I made Gerardo. Before the trade during the week, send me a note. You're interested in a certain trade. I'll tell you if it's a go, like Flossie Carter would say on YouTube, if it's a major go, and how to trade it within a certain range. Because I'm not allowed to tell you exactly because I'm not a professional. Okay? Fair enough? And then we'll get you live on some of the good trades. And don't get upset if you lose on your first live trade. Don't get upset. It could happen. Yes, Danielle, it's recorded. Daniel, send me an email and I'll make sure I send. Do you want the whole webinar or just the trade? The whole webinar? You're going to make me do that? Okay. It's a lot of work. I'll do it for you. Send me an email so I remember to do it. Send it here. Okay? Send it there, Daniel. I'll do it for you. All right? Okay. I mean, I didn't think it was that great a trade room. I can tell when the trade rooms are great. This one, I just wasn't. I had surgery yesterday, to be honest. I just wasn't, didn't have a lot of interesting things to say. How about Alex? Alex, did you make money? Alex, did you make money? Brian, you're on my help list. I'm going to fix you. All right? Why? Alex, what happened? Tell me what happened, because that it shouldn't be. Tell me what happened so we never do it again. Let's analyze it at least so that it really burns in your mind so you'll never do it again. For Brian, he'll never hit the break even button in a super fast trade with no target. That's the key. No target. It's too dangerous. Alex, did you see all the IPOs in Hong Kong now because they changed all the rules? Huawei did one. Brian, I would have thought it worked too. So it's not as foolish as you think. Honestly, it's partly my fault because I've been talking about it. But if you did make money, please send me a picture of the graphics. If you're not a member, please join us. If you're an old member and you left, come back. We're doing things a lot differently these days. Different indexes. Software is much better. No joke. We want you back. All right? All right, folks. So I'll see everybody Monday. Okay? Thanks so much for coming. And I hope most everybody made money. Couple of little losses there. Shouldn't be, but we'll figure it out. Okay? We'll figure it out so it never happens again. Harold, how about you? Harold, what'd you do? Did you trade gold? You had to have made money. Please tell me you made money. Okay, so send me a picture of the money you made. Come on, send me a picture. You made more than me. Do you know how to take a picture? I'll teach you right now if you don't. And I'll take your account number out. It'll never be on the internet. So Harold, go to start, scroll down, go to all programs, okay? And then scroll down to Windows Accessories. In the Windows Accessories folder is the snipping tool. Left click it and hold it down and drag it to the taskbar so it sticks to the taskbar right here, okay? Now you just click the snipping tool and it says new. You get a box. You get a box that looks like this. So you click new and it makes everything look funny. Hold down your left mouse button as you draw the picture around whatever you want. Then you just right click inside the picture, save as, put it on the desktop, and give it a name. And now you have a picture to send me. Okay? That's it. It's real easy. It's real easy. All right? So send me a picture. Do you need me to show you again? Okay, you got it. Beautiful. Everybody send me a picture if you made money. And very little slippage today. You got that's luck. That's luck. especially because you're not in the USA. It's a big bonus. Right, put the PL in the chart trader so I can see the money. Absolutely. I will take your account out. I promise. I won't post it on the internet. I promise. All right, everybody. Any last questions? Any last questions? All right. Have a great weekend, everybody. I'll see you all Monday, maybe even Sunday night. Maybe even Sunday night. We'll see. All right, folks. Take care. Thanks, Bri.